Hey there Pro Church Media community, this is Jason again, and in this tutorial I wanted to respond to a user request from the Pro Church Media community Facebook page. I had asked a couple days ago if anybody had an After Effects question, and someone pointed us to this Hillsong London Instagram post and was asking how to pull off this effect right here. So let me just play this real quick.
A growing community has at least three distinct advantages. It offers you protection.
So you see that the audio spectrum here basically follows what he's saying, and it's a cool look, and fortunately it's one of the easiest things in After Effects to pull off. Doesn't require any third-party plugins or effects. However, if you are doing this on a regular basis and you want some more power and control, you might check out Trapcode Sound Keys from redgiant.com. It gives you a lot more flexibility and power and control for this type of effect, and a bunch of other stuff too. So it's $200, just throwing it out there. Alright, so let's get into After Effects. I was thinking of some iconic audio clips from history, and I was thinking of the Apollo 11 moon landing, and basically the clip where they say the eagle has landed. Well, let me just play it real quick.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Alright, so I did not know this, but if you go to nasa.gov, you can download a bunch of audio and ringtones. Does anyone use ringtones anymore? I don't know. Anyway, you can download a bunch of audio from different NASA missions throughout history, which is just pretty cool in of itself, so be sure to check that out. Anyway, I got the Eagle Has Landed clip, and so we're just gonna make this kind of fun thing right here. Alright, let's get into it. Start with a new composition. I'm just gonna call it Audio React, and 1080 by 1080, 15 seconds long. Let's start by adding in our photo, and then I'm gonna add a quick hue, saturation, color adjustment to just take out all the saturation, maybe boost the lightness a bit. Looks good. Okay, let's pull in our audio here, and now we need a new solid, which I'm just going to call Audio Spectrum, and then we need to add the Audio Spectrum effect to it. If you go to Effect, Generate Audio Spectrum, that's where you'll find it, and maybe I'll take the photo off just so you can see a little better. So initially it's not going to do anything because the audio isn't hooked up to this audio here, so I just need to come to the audio layer and say Eagle Has Landed, and now as I scrub through you can see it's reacting as it should. Let me just play it back real quick.
Tranquility Base here.
Alright, when you're working with this, sometimes it's a good idea to just twirl down to the waveform just so you can see the peaks and valleys, and it's often helpful to build it off of the peaks, and so just look for those in your audio waveform. Alright, so we have a bunch of different options here. The start point and end point up here is just going to move these start points and end points around. Start frequency and end frequency is going to affect how much of the frequency range is being used, and so all of the low ends are over here on the left, all of the high ends are over here on the right. And so if I did the start frequency up to say like 400, most of the low end tones are going to be gone because most of this clip is low end, and you can see kind of what that does. If I pull the if I pull the end frequency in to about the same thing, I'm going to get, maybe more something like this, almost a Siri type of effect, which is cool in and of itself, but I don't really want that right now, so I'm just going to undo everything and maybe pull this all the way down. And I think I like that look, so we'll just go with that. Frequency bands is how many of these lines there are. You can do a lot, you can do very few. It's kind of nice. I think I'll go with about 50. Then maximum height is how high this line the peaks can possibly get. So I'm going to maybe crank it up to like 2000 just so I can get a really good view of this waveform. Alright, that looks good. And then duration is how long each of these lines is visible after it reacts to the audio. So if you pull it up quite a bit, you're going to get more of this smooth
Roger, 20.
look, which is kind of fun. And if you go almost down to 0,
Quality base here.
it's going to be a lot more frenetic. I'm going to leave it at 90. Offset is how offset it is from when the audio it goes with actually plays, and so if you pull it, if you offset it more,
Quality base here.
it's not going to line up. Maybe you want that, maybe you don't. You can also have it go before the audio actually
Quality
plays.
base here.
So just a lot of different options. Thickness is how thick these lines are. Softness is how hard or soft the edges are. I'm just going to go with a softness of 0, maybe a thickness of 4. You can do different colors for the inside and the outside. I'm just going to do a blue for both of them. And then this hue interpolation allows you to add a color spectrum to the audio spectrum, as you can kind of see what it's doing here. This color symmetry is basically going to have your starting color here in the middle and then flare off from the sides. If you take that off, it's going to have a color spectrum from left to right, like that, which I think I kind of like. And then this dynamic hue phase is going to have the hue interpolation react with the audio, whereas if you take it off, each one of these bands is going to stay a static color the entire time. So it just kind of depends on what you want. I'm going to do the dynamic for this. Alright, digital is the default. Analog lines basically connects them like that. Analog dots does dots like that. And then side A and B, so side A is up, side B is down. So if you just did side A, it's only going to go up. If you do B, it's only going to go down. So more things you can play with there. And then duration averaging just averages everything over the duration, which doesn't necessarily give you much movement. And then composite on original will add in the background of your solid. So if I take that off, it basically composites the spectrum right on top of whatever's below it, which is what I want. Okay, so yeah, I think we have a pretty cool look here, and you can see it didn't really take much effort at all. I might boost up the thickness of those lines a bit. That's kind of fun. And yeah, you can see it's pretty easy to do this. One more thing I'll show you is you're not confined to just a line across with this. You can actually draw paths that this will follow. So I'm going to draw just a quick ellipse here. And then for path, if I choose my mask, you can see now it follows that mask. And it doesn't just have to be just a circle or a square. It can be kind of whatever path you want. And so you can create some really funky shapes. You can even animate those shapes, and so you can do some fun stuff with this if you want to. Alright, let's get rid of that. And so I think the last thing I'm going to do just to complete this is I'm going to draw a mask on my photo here. I'm going to add a white background. And I think I'll move my audio spectrum down. Let's try like 960 and maybe 980. $990. Okay, $990 it is. Alright, and then I think I'll just do side A. And so let's see what we got.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
I like that. I like how it is mostly here in the white, but then it kind of bleeds over into the image. I think that's just a kind of fun look. And so you can see not too much to this. And so hope this is helpful to you, and I will talk to you later.